honored to have another member of the War Room family, one of our contributors, Dr. Monica Crowley. Monica, I couldn't be. You and Navarro have made my week with all the other great news we had with Besson and vote and all that. And I was at Russ's event last night in Mar-a-Lago. But tell us about you. Your job is huge, and it's so vitally important. It pulls to me, it's perfect for you. It puts together, the history of the country, where we're going in the future, the Trump movement, MAGA, the nation itself, with all your education, your history, understanding with President Nixon. It ties it all together. Tell the audience what the job is, ma'am, and what you're going to do with it.
The War Room posse as well. It was a great honor and a joy to sit in for you while you were away as a political prisoner. And I'm so grateful to you and to this audience. And mostly I'm grateful to President Trump for giving me this extraordinary opportunity to represent the United States of America, the country I love, with all of my heart and soul, and the country I've dedicated my entire adult life to saving and supporting. So for me, this is a true labor of love, Steve, and I'm just so deeply honored and deeply humbled that the president has given me the chance to do this. So, as I said, I was really honored to serve in his first term at the U.S. Treasury Department. And now I consider this an even greater honor, because in this job as Chief of Protocol, Assistant Secretary of State with ambassador rank, I do have to go through Senate confirmation for that, but assuming that I make that through, we may need the War Room posse on that as well. But I am going to be representing the United States to all heads of state and for all diplomatic engagements carried out by the President of the United States and the Vice President of the United States. So I will be coordinating all of those visits. I will be briefing the President. I will be briefing the Vice President. I will be traveling around the world with the President on Air Force One on all international trips, representing him, representing the administration, representing the country. And it's just so great. You know what my mom said to me yesterday, Steve? She said, finally putting that Ivy League PhD in international affairs to use, Monica. And so I made my mom very happy with this job as well. But it's going to be a huge thrill. And Steve, I know you and the War Room posse are really going to appreciate this. Every time a head of state touches down at Andrews Air Force Base to meet with the president, say it's Xi Jinping, for example, the first person they are going to see when they come down the stairs on the tarmac is me, greeting them and welcoming them to the United States of America and bringing them to the White House and bringing them into the meeting with the President of the United States in the Oval Office. There is no greater responsibility and there's no greater honor for me. I also want to make one last point, Steve, because the President added another portfolio to my responsibilities, which is that I am going to be the public face. I'm going to be the administration representative for these major U.S.-hosted events with big international participation. So America's 250th birthday in 2026, as well as the World Cup, the final, which is going to be played in New York and New Jersey at the Meadowlands in 2026, and the Olympic Games, which will be carried out in Los Angeles in 2028. So the president has given me a big role with regard to those huge events as well.
The 250th birthday, is going to be incredible. Within the first 90 days of President Trump's term as Lexington and Concord, the shot heard around the world. It's good to know that Monica's going to be on top of all this. Did you tell your mom, hey, Mom, I was the senior comms person and strategist over at Treasury for a couple of years. Hey, you guys, and you had the greatest economy, and the markets were on fire, and the bond market was great. Mom, I think it's particularly since you didn't come from a hard economics background. To me, that was that prepped you for this, where you're really representing everybody. But the work you did at Treasury, Monica, was historic.